Hello and welcome to another episode of Not Too Deep. I'm your host, Grace Helbig. Very excited to have Arif Zahir with us today. If you don't know him, get ready to know him. He's a gamer, a professional voiceover actor, impressionist, actor, musician. He wears a lot of hats, and the most recent hat added to his head is the new voice of Cleveland Brown on Family Guy. Oh, all of the YouTube impressions have paid off. We talk about how that came to be for him, how Fox slid into his email inbox asking him to audition, the whole wild process of it, what it was like creating videos, making silly voices on YouTube in 2012, cut to 2020, now a voice on Family Guy. The whole journey, it's such a lovely conversation, and I learned a lot about the gaming community too. So maybe you'll pick up a couple tips and tricks. Enjoy this episode of Not Too Deep with Arif Zahir. Arif, so excited that you're here. I have so many things to talk to you about. I'm sorry to interrupt whatever potential gaming you might have been doing, but I'm thankful that you're making some time. Okay. Let's start at the beginning. I'm so curious about how you got into YouTube, how you got into acting, that whole thing. I've read some stories that like your sister got you interested in comedy and like Jim Carrey and that sort of thing. But like, talk me through that. How did that go?
Yeah, so I was like a little tyke, and my sister would be taking me to her house sometimes, and she would we were separately. She's 14 years older than me. Big sister. I love you. And she'd always put on Liar Liar, Blue Streak with Martin Lawrence or Black. And so Will Smith, Martin Lawrence, and Jim Carrey were my inspirations. Jim Carrey's goofiness, I don't know, it's stuck with me. So I would take that, kids are sponges. I would take that, go to school, 3rd, 4th grade. And every like Friday in my school, we'd have like this drama class, but we're able to like this little kid's doing whatever. Yeah. And I would always do like a stand-up set. So the entire class would like be in front of me.
This is fantastic.
I would take jokes from Liar Liar and stuff and Star Shirts, because Star Shirts had a stand-up session too. I would take jokes from that, and the class would laugh. And I was like, oh my God, like have everyone laugh at it. I was like, I'm going to do this for a long time. Like ever since then, I wanted to be an entertainer. So when you feel like you have a superpower that like can make people laugh. Oh, it's like the most addictive feeling in the world. Yeah.
Now, okay, so fast forward a little bit. And the internet is created, and this thing called YouTube gets made, and you're working at an ice cream place.
Yeah.
Okay. And then this is when you decided to dabble in YouTube.
Yeah. So I was at this place called Cream in Berkeley. Just give ice cream sandwiches all day. And it's funny because it's like people coming in a line. It's like you just hand them, you make them ice cream sandwiches and stuff. And I would be doing my voices then. I was like small. Really? Yeah. And I would be practicing. I would be doing Cleveland and stuff and making them laugh. And some people, I would be like, hey, sir, here's your sandwich. And they'd look at me a little funny because they weren't sure if that was my real voice or not. So they weren't sure. So at that time, I was, working hard there, and I was doing YouTube, and there wasn't really money coming from YouTube. I was just having fun with it. And then over, 2015, I had done a video called Ted Plays Call of Duty where I impersonated Seth MacFarlane's Ted character. Yeah. And that got like a million, like first time it got like 1 million views in like a week. And I was like, God, every video before that got 40K. But that, it blew me up. And ever since then, I was making money, and I was showing my friends. I was like, yo, man, look how much money YouTube says I'm going to make this month. And my coworker was like, yo, man, I need to quit my job here. Like, yeah. And then since then.
It's wild.
It was insane.
That's so it is crazy because you start doing YouTube. I assume like you're doing it just for fun, right? Like you're putting stuff up there. You're just seeing how it goes. You're getting a chance to like test out these voices and have fun. And then you get a video that goes viral. Did you feel like pressure now? Like, oh shit, okay, how do I maintain this? Or what was that feeling like?
At first it was like, do I keep milking this? The TED thing?
Right.
Impersonating this, and I did a lot of that, and my other videos weren't doing as well, so I just kept doing that. I had a lot of fun with it. But ever since then, I was blessed that my viewership only went up, never went down.
Cool.
Monetization only went up. I was able to pay for college with it. It was like
Yeah, okay. So this is interesting because a lot of people that do YouTube, I've also gone to college and done that gig, but a lot of people don't because YouTube is a viable, job career option. So you went to school. Was that always in the cards for you?
Yeah. So it was like I went to school for acting out here in LA. It was called Relativity School at the time, and it's called Husher now. I went. It's like a double thing because I went, paid for my tuition, but the thing was, since I was full time in school, my money on YouTube was going down.
Yeah.
So I had to opt out after a year and a half.
Oh, okay.
And then ever since then, my channel went from, it was growing, and then it just, I was able to focus on my craft fully, and it just blew up from there even more.
Well, it's cool to hear you call it a craft because, when you're kind of like dicking around and doing some voices, that's fun. Yeah. But then when these voices become the thing that people are like looking forward to, and also you're a musician and you're into like the whole entertainment world. So at what point did like the switch flip that you were like, I got to take this seriously and like really spend my time here?
Yeah, like honestly, 2016, I had 1 million subscribers, and I went from I got 1 million subscribers in 2016 and got 2 million subscribers in the same year too. And I was like, okay,
wow,
I continue.
That's a big jump. Yeah.
So I was like, if I continue this, man, like, who knows where I'm going to be in another year or two. And 2017, it was just great.
Now, when you're doing voices, are there some in your head, obviously, that that your voice is suitable for? Are there ones you haven't tested yet, or are there ones that you're constantly working on in the background and trying to hone?
Yeah. Oh my God, a lot, man. It's funny because I never looked at myself as an impressionist. And
right. Okay. That's a question too. Like, it's a very specific world. I can't do it for shit. I am terrible. I can't sing. I can't all of that. So when you start mimicking people's voices, to me, that's like a superpower, truly, that I'm like, how do you do this? So when you realize like, okay, now I've sort of by accident become an impressionist, like, how do you take that seriously?
Well, there's pressure with it too, because with an audience, they expect me to know every voice in the world.
Right.
Like, and I typically, a lot of impressionists will do like 100 voices, and that's their craft, and they're incredible at it.
Insane.
And and some will do like 1,000 voices, but like only 3 are good. I don't want to be the person who says I can do all these voices and only do 4.
Right.
So I just keep it like I'll do 10. I've done like the same. I'll add like a new impression every year. If I really feel like I got it, I want it to be 10 out of 10. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And there's pressure with it because I'll have fans say, "Oh, I do a new voice," and I'm like, I can't just.
It's not a just whip it out kind of thing.
Yeah, right. Cleveland was a subconscious thing. I practiced it after I figured out I can do it, but like off the bat, I can just kind of already I think my brain just picked it up, and I can just kind of, you know what I mean? So. Yeah,
and so it's wild. You're doing all these voices, and then of course, this year the big moment comes where they replace Cleveland, and you put yourself out there. Did you really, when you like made was it a TikTok that you made of like, who could possibly do this?
Yeah. So with TikTok,
was that serious? I mean, like that, you're serious, but also it's kind of a joke, but like.
No, the TikTok, honestly, it was like, it wasn't serious. I put it out, but if they did see it, then that'd be great. And I assumed that they were just going to write Cleveland out. And so TikTok was a new medium, and it, still is for me, but people don't really know who I am on there. So I wanted to take some of my YouTube audience and be, hey, I do Cleveland on YouTube. So yeah, and they saw that video, but they also saw my other YouTube videos. This is why they contacted me in the first place.
And then what's that contacting like? Did they slide into a DM? Did you get a phone call? Did it feel like a prank was happening?
Well, they actually found my old MySpace and
I was like, huh?
No, there was an email. It was like, hey, it's funny because I was recording a song at the time, and I got an email saying from Fox, you get a little push notification. Hey,
wild.
Cleveland Brown, Family Guy. And I'm recording this, and I tell my engineer, I was like, yo, man. He was like, hear him on the mic. I was like, yo, I swear to God, Fox has emailed me. He goes, no, I'm coming in right now. And he comes in the room. He's like, holy shit. So yeah, I was like, okay, is this real? I had to cut the business short that day. I drove home like the biggest. I was like, oh my God. I read the email like 40 times, and I was like, okay, please. Like, then you see the signature on the bottom that says Fox, has the numbers and all that, and the address.
Wow.
Okay, all right, it's real then. So.
Wow. So did they offer you the gig, or was it like, we would like you to come test and see your voice kind of thing?
They asked if I wanted to audition.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
But it took like a month and a half. It was actually I think I would say the same grueling process that any actor would do. It wasn't like, I think it got misconstrued. People thought, they just gave a YouTuber a job because he's a YouTuber.
Right.
They didn't tell the whole, so people would assume that I'm just like this guy who got easy. And no, it was like it took like a month, and there was like weeks where it would take a minute for them to get back to me. And I thought, okay, well, that was a fun thing.
Yeah.
Just the process itself was enough. I don't need to get, so.
Yeah. But that is an emotional roller coaster that you're on. And I'm always curious, like, because you have such success on YouTube, do you feel intimidated when you do things in the traditional media world?
Yeah. I mean, since this is kind of like the first thing, and it's a big thing.
A real big, and not only is it the first thing, but now you're replacing someone, established characters, so many pressured ideas around it.
And I put myself in people's shoes. Of course, they don't know who I am. And of course, anyone's going to get hate if they're saying someone they love for the past 20 years and someone else has takes that mantle from them. They're going to automatically be like, no,
Yeah.
And I was the face of it, when it's like a topic of, I was getting comments like, oh, he just got it because he's black. He doesn't even do it. I bet and then luckily I came from a place where I have fans who would, respond to them on Twitter. Like there were situations where I see people talk crap and then my fans would be like, no, check out this video. And then they'd come back like, okay, he's actually
that's so sweet.
So.
That's great. Yeah. They do your PR work for you.
Yeah, right.
Now, have you gone in and recorded sessions already?
Yeah, like 4 or 5 already.
How's that going?
So fun. It's so fun.
What's because usually you're by yourself or doing it, on your own terms. And now you're going in and it's a collaborative effort with a lot of like professionals. So what's that like?
So now it's, COVID. So we use Zoom and I have them in my ears. I don't know if I feel like they probably would have done it even without COVID because it's just easy to do it like that.
Yeah.
But I just go in, and luckily since Cleveland isn't like as big as Peter, you can do, a couple lines, you get 4 episodes done in like 30 minutes, and that's
wow. That's amazing. So cool. Now, has this impeded and decreased your amount of video game playing?
Yeah.
It has. Have you been able to get it in here and there where you can?
Everything. YouTube, music. It's been it's big transition, So I feel like I'm starting to finally get back into it now. But initially it was like, what am I going to do? Like now I have to be Cleveland Brown and Fox. People are going to expect a different quality of YouTube videos, or do they want me to be me? Keep it the same. So it's a whole lot. But I feel like I'm finally getting back into it now.
Oh, good. Yeah. Because I see what you're doing online. You have this whole music side of you. You have your like front facing kind of like gamer impressions side of you. How do you create for the different platforms? Like, do you wake up and say, today I'm working on music? Or is it more of like, how do I feel today? And now I'll work on whatever I feel like.
Yeah, there's definitely certain days where it's more leaning towards one part of the, creativity that I want to hop onto. But honestly, it usually is I'll just wake up and then whatever I'm feeling, I'll do. Unless I have a crunch, if I want to get a song completed or a certain video, like a brand deal or a certain, I need to upload this month because I haven't at all, something like that. But for the most part, wake up and do what I want.
Now, what's your audience like? How would you describe your audience?
Like in terms of support, or just like how they are?
Yeah, because I assume that you must have a mixed bag of people that are big fans of your music, that are fans of gaming. So it feels like could be a lot of different types of people that are following you.
I love you so much. It's so, it's like, so it's interesting because as a voice impressionist, I don't record my face too much.
Right.
For a big chunk of my channel, it was me playing as Pennywise plays Call of Duty, or Black Panther plays Grand Theft Auto, Obama does this, Trump does this. So I'll have super far right people, super far left, or, I'll have Pennywise people who want to watch Pennywise stuff. Someone wants to watch Family Guy content.
Yeah.
So it's all, and when 2017, I was going across, I've been to New Bedford, Massachusetts, like near Boston, Omaha, Nebraska, and Los Angeles, right? And fans were, for instance, I was doing a Kendrick Lamar impression. I went to E3 Gaming, didn't get as at all. I went to a Kendrick Lamar concert. The second I stepped in, because I do Kendrick, and people were like, yeah, like all different, like Latino, big buff black dude, whatever. And then I go to Omaha, And I went into an ice cream shop, and like these 6 little kids, like this family, they're like, "Hey, my daughter thinks she knows you." These 6 little kids, like, "Hi, whatever," and And then I go to New Bedford, and then it's like I was at a parade, and someone at the parade was like, "You Asher." So it's like completely different. It's insane.
Wow. And have you ever been recognized? I mean, you must be, like, people hear your voice and they go, "I know this, but I can't place you."
Yeah, all the time.
All the time. Do you get any celebrity lookalikes? Has anyone come up to you and been convinced that you're someone else?
It actually happened once, more than once. D'Angelo Russell, the basketball player.
Yeah.
I didn't know who he was until they said I looked like him so much. I had a time chance. It was like 2015 or 16. I was in Hollywood Boulevard. Mm-hmm. This dude comes up to me. He's like, "Yo, D'Angelo, man, good game last week, bro." And I was like, "That's not me." And he goes, "Bro, look, I know you don't want to get noticed, but I know it's you, man." And I was like, "No, I swear, man, I swear." And he goes, "Bro, come on, can I take a picture for my son?" And I was like, "Whatever." So he took a picture, and I swear to God, after he took it, there's 2 girls behind him, the hair. They're going, "Are you really him?" And I was like, "No," but I don't know what. But I was like, "No, man, no, I'm not." You should have said, "Hell yeah, what are you talking about?" But so
I love that. I love that someone is convincing you that you are, in fact, who they think you are.
Right.
Oh, that's amazing. Okay, we're going to take a quick break. When we get back, I have questions about the gaming world. I know very little about it, so I'm curious what your perspective is on it. So we'll be right back with more Not Too Deep. Not Too Deep with Grace Helbig. Hi friends, Grace Helbig here from the podcast Not Too Deep, which you are currently listening to, hosted by me, Grace Helbig. Just wanted to say a couple of things. 1, thank you so much for listening. And 2, if you are enjoying yourself to such a degree that you'd love to leave us a review on the Apple Store, that would be so appreciated, because again, you are very appreciated for giving us your time, your ears, your attention, whatever it may be. And that was my couple of things. Now back to me. Okay. Gaming, big part of what you do. What was the first video game you remember playing or remember like loving?
The first game I ever remember loving, Super Nintendo. It was like a Looney Tunes game. Mario. Old stuff.
All the old school classics.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I would say those.
Cool. Now, I'm so curious about the gaming world. How do you describe the gaming world? I'm sure you have a little different perspective because you get to like be fun, have comedy infused in all of your videos that you do. But how do you describe that world?
It's like it competes, if not bigger than like the, people want to
anything.
It's like people years ago never thought, no, it's just games, kids just playing. Now it's everyone. There's money in it. There's watch hours of it. That's like these kids, that's their Cartoon Network or Nickelodeon.
Totally.
And it's so with multiplayer and stuff. I love just the single player games where it's like a story. Mm-hmm. A lot of the kids nowadays just want to play with each other. And it's I don't know, it's so much to it now. There's so many.
I've seen the videos of like the gamer competitions and the lights and the graphics and everything. I mean, it's like Super Bowl level production for these things. It's wild to me. And then they just play. Yeah. And it's like, I love it. I think it's so fun. I'm terrible at video games. What's your advice, if you have any, for people that want to get into the gaming world, but they might be intimidated by it?
I would say to try to look up games that if you like certain books or films, or honestly, because I'm coming from the single player world side, try to look up a game that would correlate with that type of genre and try that if it's rated well, Mm-hmm. And I would say to start off with that first, because like going into a multiplayer game, if you don't play, you're going to get your ass
destroyed. Yeah.
But some people like to learn under pressure, So true. There's so many now. There's so many games. And I would just probably look up something that you would feel interested. There's
something for everyone there, I imagine. Now, when you're doing the Trump impression, I can't imagine the amount of reactions that you have to delete from videos or you can't post. Are there any that stick out to you as the most memorable?
Probably because I'm on the spot, I can't think. For the most part, it's literally not.
Well, it also must feel nice. I'll just ask, now that you're doing Cleveland that you don't have to do Trump if you don't want to. Because I can also imagine it's really fun to do, but it must be a little exhausting to do.
Honestly, it's fun.
Yeah. Okay. That's great. I love to hear it.
I never thought that, originally I did Obama a lot, right? And Trump sucked at the beginning, and then it's become to a point where I've studied it to it's so fun to go online and then do it.
Mm-hmm.
And initially I was thinking, when on Call of Duty, people can put their clan tags, which means they can put like a 4 words or something, and I'll see MAGA and Trump, and I'm like, okay, they're probably going to think I sound like shit because they love this,
Right.
But they give the best reactions. They're like, oh my God, you sound just like that. So that's always fun to do, And I always talked with like Obama in the background, like, yo, Donald, what are you doing? Playing Obama, can you please calm down? And then it was go, wow! And that's the best reactions ever.
Oh, it's great. It's really great. Now, because now you're a professional a voiceover actor, have you developed any like Celine Dion type of tendencies of like preserving your voice? Do you do any like warm-ups, that kind of thing?
Not until I started going to the studio. Like, oh my God, the first day, someone told me, one of the casting directors from Family Guy said, yeah, like Ian McKellen, or Patrick Stewart, they've gone to the studio and they ask for apples because apples make your, suck up your saliva so you can sound more crisp. And
interesting.
So first day, I brought a bag. I bought like 2 apples, some honey, tea, and water. So between every line, it'll be a line going, what, Peter? And I'll go, for 1 second. What, Peter? To make it every line. I'm telling you.
Dedicated.
I bet they're looking at me like, what the hell?
Like he has some neurotic tendencies, but he's doing a great job. That's so fun. Okay, let's shift gears. Let's talk about music, because this is something that is ongoing for you, and it feels like a totally like other side of your personality that you get to be a little bit more serious. You get to be a little bit more like deep with your, art. Mm-hmm. How much time do you spend on music, compared to everything else? And like, what are you currently working on?
Yeah. So initially earlier I had planned for 2020 to release 3 separate EPs projects.
Oh, wow.
Before COVID happened and Cleveland happened. So a lot of it, I'm moving it all to 2021.
Okay.
But there was a minute where I was really going to the studio like every week, really trying to push, and music is so new to me. It's only been 2 years now since I've even been singing.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. And I initially started out with music probably 3 years ago in the sense of parody. Like I would do funny raps and thinking, okay, maybe I can Little Dicky and Lonely Island and stuff.
Yeah.
I can get away with it if I do it and make it funny,
Mm-hmm.
And that was what I started out of. I was doing funny raps and stuff like that. And then I got, heartbroken and switched gears and stuff. And then that's when I started to try singing.
Oh, very cool. And all it takes is one real tough breakup to really inspire that, I'm sure. Was there apprehension to putting serious music out there that like people are going to be waiting for the joke or waiting for a button to happen?
I was actually surprised that I didn't get as many people saying, you go back to voices as much as I thought. In the sense that, so I fail-safed it. So I have a character where I do like, hey, what's going on? Like a Cholo voice, right? And I did it on Fortnite. And I said, Cholo sings to players. And the way I did it was I would talk as the character, then I would sing like me. That was the first time I ever did it. I was like, if people said I sucked, I'd say, no, that's the character, not me. No, but a lot of people were saying, yo, you can actually sing, bro, whatever. And I was like, okay. So then I tried another video and I sang as myself. And they're like, yo, man, you're really good. So that was like a way to,
So currently still working on the music?
Yeah.
Okay. What is there a timeline on things that people could expect?
Yeah, I'm trying to do 3 EPs for 2021 over the span of months. And the first EP should be coming out. I'm trying to get up by January, February of next year.
Nice. Very cool. Very cool. Is there any hint or vague information you can give about the mood or vibe that people can expect?
Yeah, honestly, yeah. So the first one, as I'm stating now, things always change in the music world. And
yeah.
The first one is definitely more of it's still like an R&B type funk vibe. And then the second, I want to have an eclectic type of lineup with it.
Cool.
Second one, I'm trying to do alternative sound. And then the third one will be me trying my hand at rapping seriously again. So that's
cool. Oh, that's so exciting. Okay, very cool. People will be very, fucking thrilled to hear all of that going on. Okay, PS5. You got one of these.
Yeah.
There it is. How does it feel to be in possession of one of those?
It is incredible. Yeah, I got it. It's just such a beautiful thing.
Yeah, I could tell. It's the only thing other than Christmas decorations that you have in your place.
You don't want to know how much I spent on it because I didn't get the actual retail one.
Wow. Okay. So it's a serious possession of yours.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Very good to know. Now, I'm sure every day for you is different, but what's like a normal day, if there is one for you? I mean, now in quarantine, pandemic, all of these things, everything's changed, but like, what's your day-to-day look like?
Yeah. So usually I wake up late because I'm a night owl. Watch some YouTube videos. I love YouTube. It's like my favorite. It's like my favorite thing.
Okay. So who do you recommend? Who are you watching? Who are your major go-tos?
This channel called What If. I don't know if you've heard of it.
Okay.
They just talk about different scenarios like what if aliens came to Earth, or what if water was thicker than, what if gravity, and stuff like that. And I just get lost in that.
Yeah.
Channel daily.
Have they said anything about the aliens? What can we expect about the aliens? Because I've been watching a lot of UFO documentaries recently.
Crap. I just know. They just say a lot, but I just know right now the government's saying a lot, which is interesting.
Right. I know. And then I'm like, I think we've missed our window on them coming down to help us out. I feel like we've ruined our Earth, and there's nothing here for them anymore.
That was not the time to come.
Yeah.
But yeah, that channel. There's a channel called Daily Dose of Internet.
Okay.
Where they just take out the internet clips and put them into like a 3-minute video.
Love it.
Nelk. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Now, you obviously watch TV. What have you been watching?
Chernobyl. I just started that. Love it.
Okay. Good. I haven't gotten into that at all.
Have you heard about it? Or
I've heard of it, but yeah, I know nothing other than the title.
It's good. I just, for the most part, I'm a huge Breaking Bad fan. So anything, finish that 3 times.
Have you tried Your Honor or whatever, the new one that Bryan Cranston's in? Oh, I recommend it, but I literally had to like tap out because it was too intense. It's wild. Highly recommend though.
He's
really
in
great.
As well, so of course I'll check that out.
Oh, very cool. Very cool. Okay, what else are you watching?
I finished, I guess so. Better Call Saul. It's the same thing. Love it. I can't wait for Atlanta to come back. Euphoria is great. That's about it right now. I can't really.
Nice.
I have so much on backlog that I don't even know.
Well, you've been busy. Now, also one of the things about you want to do acting. You're in Los Angeles to be acting. Is there like a dream role? Are you going for more comedy things? Do you want to do serious stuff? A little bit of everything?
Everything, yeah. Will Smith, Donald Glover type things.
Yeah.
All that being said, Mandalorian is amazing. I finished that too. I would love to be in. It's so random. So I am a big fan of Avatar, James Cameron's Avatar, right? A lot of people, but it's my favorite thing. That's a dream role, being one of those. He's doing like 5 or 6 of them. So, hey, James.
Hey, this is how you manifest. You put it into the universe and then things start to happen.
I'll do the Cleveland voice as an obvious.
There you go.
Of course, Marvel, Star Wars, big stuff like that. But I'm a big fan of A24. I love indie films. I feel like that would be a great way to really get your chops out there in terms of drama.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of cinematography and like great lighting and stuff like that. So, I love indie films.
Nice. Now, do you write as well? No. Okay.
Intimidated.
Yeah.
I wanted to be a writer until I moved to LA.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. What was the move like? Because you moved from the Bay Area down to Los Angeles. Was that a big shift or was it relatively the same?
No, it's pretty big, way different than the Bay Area. I moved here for college, so surrounded by people all my age, living in a apartment building with everyone my age near USC. So that was crazy. I didn't drink until I was 21. I was a good kid. You know what I mean?
Good for you.
Like too good. But, I had a great time, and it was way different until I went back to the Bay like 4 months later, and I was like, wow, I can actually breathe air out here. Like the air is so, you know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
What do you miss most about the Bay Area?
I go every other month, honestly, but my mom's out there, my family's out, mom's side of the family, and dad too. No, dad's side. Just my mom and my sister are there, my mom's side. But gotcha. My friends are out there. I go to the food. I like the food more.
Yeah.
Bars, the nightlife. It's way more chill, but I just think it's more up my alley.
Yeah. Now, how did your family take the news of the voiceover casting?
Yeah. So my mom used to keep telling me, "So, did you get it yet?" And I'm like, "Mom, I just auditioned today. Just auditioned today. Wait, like," and when they finally called me, I'll give you a quick little rundown. So, the executive producer, I usually just send all my calls to voicemail because I get a lot of spam sometimes. So I just got a call. I was like, okay, Burp, hang on, whatever. Mm-hmm. And then the voicemail came immediately. I was like, okay, who is this? I'm like, hey, Reef, it's Rich. Yeah, it's from Family Guy. We have some. I was like, oh God. So I called him right back. He goes, can you hop on Zoom real quick? And I was like, yeah, sure. So I hopped on Zoom, and that's when Alec and Rich told me the news, and I was like, thank you so much.
I know, playing it so cool.
So I screamed, right? And I called my mom. And she was like, wait, what? She was like a heart attack. She was so happy. And then she had to hang up because she was like buying face masks from someone. And then I was scared. All right. I got scared for like 30 minutes because she wouldn't pick up. I was like, oh my God, is she okay? And I got back and she was like, hey, how you doing? And she was like crying and she told everyone. I was like, Mom, you can't tell too many people.
Oh, that's so sweet. Yeah. How long were you sitting on this secret before it was announced?
Yeah, like a month. It was so hard.
Oh, whoa. Yeah, that's tough. Mm-hmm. Now, beforehand, did your family... did they understand the YouTube world? Do they follow you on there?
My dad's not really into the internet like that.
Okay. That's nice.
Yeah. They're separated. It's been, but he, it's like a separate thing, but he doesn't really know. He'll just be like, hey, boy, how you doing? He goes, like, he'll forget. Like, he's like, so what are you doing for work now? I'm like, still acting. He goes, oh, that's good. And, but my mom, she's always been a big fan of it. She's been a big supporter. So
very sweet. And your sister, I mean, do you have to attribute a lot of this success to your sister showing you these movies as a child?
Yeah, honestly, yes. Like I wouldn't be the goofy person without her. So I 100%.
That's so sweet. Okay, we're gonna take one last break. When we get back, I have a bunch of Instagram questions for you. So we'll be right back with more Not Too Deep. Not Too Deep with Grace Helbig. Okay, before we get into these Instagram questions, I'm going to ask you the two questions I ask every single guest that is on the podcast. And the first is, who, alive or dead, would you most like to throw cold spaghetti at? Yeah, this is my 2020 question. Very serious.
God. Cold spaghetti. Let's see. Jonah Hill.
Whoa.
I love him, but I think his action would be hilarious.
That's a great answer. I love that.
If he acted like his character from Superbad, I think it'd be the funniest shit in the world,
Oh, that's so great.
As well, so that'd be funny.
Oh, I would love that. I hope that happens. Okay, the other question I ask every single guest is tell us your worst pants shitting story or like a bathroom close call scenario, but you can only use 3 words or 3 small phrases to describe the situation. So mine, for example, is a college jogging front lawn. Yeah.
Okay, let's see here. 5th grade, butt naked caught.
I'm glad that was 5th grade. Yeah. A very, very interesting picture has been painted. Okay, let's get into these Instagram questions for you. Someone wants to know, a lot of people were asking, who is your favorite voice to do besides Cleveland?
Kendrick Lamar.
Really?
Yeah.
Is there one that people ask you to do all the time that you're like, I'll do it, but it's not my favorite?
Pennywise, I guess.
Yeah. Okay. And have any of the other impressions ever reached out to you? Has anyone ever contacted you or slid into DMs noticing your impression?
No, the closest was Lil Yachty. I did his impression for a minute. And he put me on a story one time of him watching my video. So that was about it.
Oh, that's great. Okay, someone wants to know, being a voice actor now, are you seeing other roles come up?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, very cool.
Getting auditions and stuff like that?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I think that's what they're asking. Very cool. Now, do you have a dream role that you would love to play, or like a dream character that you haven't done yet that you'd like to debut? Or is that top secret?
No, I think one of them, a dream role I'd love to do, just one, is to be on Pixar one day and do anything.
Oh,
Yeah. Like, I'm just a big fan of animation all throughout. So I would love that.
that sounds awesome. Someone wants to know, how did YouTube impact your career?
It made my career.
So wild.
Yeah. It's without it, I don't know where I'd be. I feel like I'd always push and find a way to get to where I want to be regardless, but it definitely helped me in this dimension.
Totally. Yeah. And I'm curious, because you've been on YouTube now 8 years?
Yeah, since 2012. So
yeah, 8 years. So have you noticed, like, how for you is YouTube different than when you first started?
Yeah, oh my God.
Because it's very different.
And it was just people were making, it'll be random viral videos.
Mm-hmm.
And remember memes like Chocolate Rain and stuff like that. Like, and then it was just skits. A lot of people did skits, like, or actual people acting in like improv troops. Like,
mm-hmm.
A lot of them started from YouTube, like Derek Comedy, Donald Glover started on YouTube and stuff like that, And I was like, Smosh and
yeah,
it was all about. And back then I had a channel that I deleted now, but I was trying that. But and then over the years it became, gaming was not a thing at all on YouTube.
Yeah, I remember hearing about gaming and it being like, okay, sure. And then all of a sudden I feel like it exploded and everyone was like, yeah.
To the point where big channels that don't do gaming will do a gaming video every once in a while to capitalize off the success of it, and you, like James Charles plays Among Us and stuff, it's like so random. But now I remember for a while when they'd say you can make millions off of YouTube. This was like 2009 or whatever. I was like, no, you can't make no way. They're like, yeah, PewDiePie's rich. And I was like, no, he doesn't act like it. And then YouTube, Viners going from YouTube and this new vlog lifestyle where you see the money, like the cars and the houses and and now everybody wants to be a YouTuber now because that's like it's such an easy way to be famous and get money. You can have $1 million, like if you do it right and have the look, you can have $1 million in like 2 months.
Yeah.
Way different than it was.
And I'm curious too, because in just like looking at the stuff that you post online and the way you present yourself, you seem to have a very healthy boundary of, your private and personal life versus what you put online. Is that like a conscious thing that you kind of keep some distance between that?
Yeah, definitely. And obviously more as I go into the acting world, that'll start to change. But I've been lucky to have this anonymity and still have, a fan base that supports me, you know what I mean? So
yeah, I mean, it feels like you've started your channels and all these things without showing your face at first, and then like by obligation, you've kind of had to be like, "Hi, here I am." But I respect that very much, like your ability to have a boundary of your private life, because I think on YouTube, obviously, it's very intoxicating to put everything out there, but you can't take it back once it's all out there.
I do remember the first time I started to show my face a little bit more in 2017. I was getting comfortable with it. And I remember the first time I ever got noticed in person, I was freaked out. I was on Melrose. I came out of the shop and some guy with glasses on is sitting on top of the car, like looking ominous. Like
that's so scary.
With my friend, and he walks over and goes, "Hey man, I know you." And I'm thinking, yo, like what the? Because no one noticed.
So scary. Yeah.
Oh, and he goes, don't fuck with me. I know who you are. What? And he goes, Azers, right? I'm like, yeah. And he goes, I love your videos. Keep it up, man. Keep that shit up. And he walked away.
Oh.
I was like,
yeah, that could have gone a very different way.
Yeah.
Oh, that's wild. Do you plan on kind of keeping that space of like private life and like using it, like you said, it seems like you're putting more personal stuff into your music and like letting that speak for itself kind of thing?
Yeah. I mean, obviously I think I am ready to get out there visually more.
Yeah.
In terms of posting things and everything, I keep that pretty private,
That's good. I think that's wonderful. It's very refreshing to see someone with boundaries that operates on the internet. Okay, someone wants to know, how was your approach to taking over a role with such a known voice? Did you have to match it or could you make it your own?
Yeah, so initially when I first got the audition, they gave me a script and I was freaking out. I didn't know if they wanted me to do Mike's old performance, like back in the 90s, or the new one, you know? So over the years, it changes. And what I did was, I found out the script was an episode that had already aired. And I just pulled the episode up on Hulu and would play the clip back and voice match it as best as I could.
Wow.
And then I sent them another one of me doing it with the modern way, my performs. And they ended up wanting, they said, yeah, go with the modern way. And every audition since then was the modern way. And I don't add things to it. It's just, I want to keep it as close to the essence of as Cleveland as possible. And I have Mike helping me along the way. Richard
that's great.
As well. So
very cool. But I like that they're letting you at least make it your own. It feels like that takes a little bit of the pressure off of you having to match it perfectly. Someone wants to know, what's your favorite food?
Pizza. That's boring. So I'll say,
it's honest.
Yeah, that's the best. Yeah, but Mexican food for sure.
Okay. Tons of people have asked about when the new music is coming out, and you've kind of alluded to that over the next year. Someone wants to know, once quarantine is done, will you start doing concerts in Texas? Very specific ask.
Right. Wherever I can. Yeah, I would love to do it across the country, across the world one day when I'm at a point where I'm comfortable and feel I'm able to. Yes.
A lot of people have asked this question. Is he still going to post YouTube videos even though he's working?
100%. Yeah. It's just that transition. I know I haven't posted too much, but I'm going to get back. And I think 2021, I'm going to pump out stuff way more than this year for sure.
Nice. And I mean, the nice thing is everyone now is in on the secret and knows that you're working. So you get a bit of a pass for not having posted things. Right. Are you going to be trying new things? Are you going to be kind of continuing the same content?
Yeah, trying new stuff, same old stuff too. But, who knows what I'll do, try, because it happens when it naturally, you know what I mean? So I don't know what I'm going to do new, but I'm going to try new things for sure. Mix it up.
Cool. Someone's asking, can you do any Star Wars impressions?
No. I mean, I think it's boring Yoda and stuff. I mean, that's like nothing too good. If I practice, I can learn it. I can practice a Mandalorian impression. I might try that on my channel one day. Who knows? But no, can't.
That's a very honest answer, and I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Someone wants to know, is Cleveland your favorite character on Family Guy?
Yes.
There you go. A lot of people are asking if you're single. That's a big question, but we can keep it a mystery.
I got it.
Yeah, he's in a committed relationship with something. And people want to know how you first got into doing music. And you said you started doing like some parody songs at first. But was there a tipping point, like an aha moment that you're like, I'm going to try this seriously now?
I think like I said, it was like 2 years ago when I was going through like a, emotional thing and finding I liked, Daniel Caesar was popping at the moment for me, and it was a big inspiration musically. And I think without his album, I wouldn't probably start to do it at that point, sing like that.
Yeah.
And Donald Glover, Childish Gambino, I think also without him, I probably wouldn't be an artist at all, because, you look at Kid Cudi, Kanye, stuff like that, Jared Leto, whatever. It gave me the, seeing before they look at you like, if you're an actor, you can't sing. That's just you're an actor sing, not a singer or a rapper. And those artists gave me specifically Childish Gambino gave me the balls to even try to mix it up and do it myself. So. Yeah,
I mean, especially because Donald Glover starts in comedy. He moves into the more serious stuff, still stays in comedy, and it's a really great inspiration of being able to do both very well and not having to compromise one area of your artistry to fill one of the other ones. I think that's very cool. Someone wants to know, what's your biggest imposter syndrome moment?
Is that from Among Us?
I'm not sure. I mean, okay, you're a huge Among Us person, right?
No. I haven't played it.
Okay, because I was going to ask you, I have friends that are obsessed with it. I know nothing about it. I was going to be like, what's the log line for it?
Yeah, I don't even, feel like I'm too old or something. I'm going to have to for my channel because my fans want me to. But I played it, I haven't played it seriously. I played it once with YouTubers that knew what they were doing. To the point where I was in the background just going, another time I played with some fans and I didn't really get a chance to. So I haven't really sat down and played it like that. And it's just so, everyone knows everything about it and where the map is and what to do. And I'm sitting there I do not know. So I'm not an imposter. I'm imposter. I'm not an imposter person.
Well, you have humility about it, which is great. Okay, the last question. This is so many people are asking. What's your favorite trolling voice?
Yeah, Cleveland.
Cleveland?
As it is. You
Is
get the
there?
best reaction.
Yeah, I was gonna say, is there a voice that you get stuck in that it takes a second for you to get back to you?
Trump sometimes. Like I've done, because when you do Trump, you got to do
All of it.
lots of this. And I found myself actually, I'll talk to someone like, yo, come on. I'm like, oh, shit. So Trump for sure.
Oh, that's fantastic.
And
Now,
a quick thing with the Trump thing too, he does this all the time. And now I find myself under my mask always going. So that's a big,
a dangerous byproduct of doing a Trump impression.
Right.
Okay. Before we wrap up completely, we love to give all of our guests a little token of our appreciation for making time to spend with us today. And I believe Melissa might have emailed you. We have a personalized fortune cookie from us to you that you're welcome to open and read your fortune aloud to the class.
All right, here we go.
Okay.
This is the NSA agent assigned to monitoring your phone behavior. And I am begging you to look at other things besides puppies and butts. How did you guys know that?
I mean, this is out of my hands. It comes in through, we have very close ties with the FBI, apparently. But also, it's not the worst search history.
Oh, no.
All things considered. Now, Arif, where can people who don't know you, the very few, where can they find everything that you're up to, the music, your channel, and everything else?
Mm-hmm. So the hub for that is my Instagram, which is azers.4rif. So that's AZERRZ.4RIF. Azers is my YouTube name. Arif with 4 is my musician name. If you want to find me on YouTube, just type in Azers, and that's just, you're going to get a whole bunch of stuff there. Music, Arif, 4RIF. There you go.
Amazing. Everyone go check out everything that he's doing. I anticipate it's only going to get cooler and more interesting and more fun. Congratulations on everything that's going on. So excited. New episodes in 2021, I guess, of Family Guy.
I have to wait.
Yeah, I have to wait. Oh, wonderful. Thank you so much for sitting and talking to us, Arif. This was so fun.
Thank you.
Of course. We'll see you guys next time on another episode of Not Too Deep. Goodbye.
Too deep, too deep, too deep. Not Too Deep with Grace Helbig.
Not Too Deep is a production of Grace Helbig Incorporated, producer Melissa D. Montz, edited by Shireen Lani Yunus, post-production sound by Chris Henry, and an extra special thanks to Flula for the theme music.